Welcome to MG Lifestyle Solutions presents Lifestyle Reviews. I'm Dr. G, Doctor of Physical Therapy and Fitness Coach. I'm going to try to provide you with reviews on products, workout routines, and really everything in between regarding physical therapy, fitness, nutrition, and recreation. Hope you enjoy the series. Make sure to follow and subscribe and enjoy the ride. Alright, so in this episode, I want to talk to you about 5 things comparing a group training workout routine versus your standard gym, Globo Gym type of training program. The 5 things are programming, scheduling, community and motivation, risk of injury, and of course, pricing. Okay, so first one is programming. So of course, with the group training approach, the programming is there for you. You go up to the class and the workout's going to be there, or the instructor is going to tell you basically what to do. There's no planning ahead, you just have to be there. That's pretty simple, right? You just show up and do what you're told. Whereas with the standard gym routine, you're either purchasing someone else's workout routine or you have to make it yourself. And that brings up the question, do you know what you're doing? Do you know how to create a proper program? One that's balanced and gives you a good total body, workout in the correct way. That being said, that's going to change how much time you devote to training. So with the group training program, you're going to show up, you do the workout, you go home. With your own program, you have to do a lot more planning, a lot more programming as it's intended to be, and you have to track it, change it, modify it, and do everything on your own. So that's going to be a little bit more time consuming, and you have to devote to it. Okay, you can't just show up to the gym, do the same thing, and expect to get the results you want. Alright, number 2 is scheduling and convenience. So with a group training approach, obviously there are set times, set schedules, days of the week that certain classes, certain workouts are going to be held, versus the standard gym. As long as the gym's open, you can go in between work, after work, before work, whatever's in your schedule that day, you should be able to find time to hit the gym. Versus if something comes up, you may miss your class, you may have to go to another class, or you may miss it that whole day and all. So there's some limitations in regards to scheduling and convenience that you have to consider, and that really comes down to knowing your own schedule, knowing how flexible you are, and how realistic each approach will be for you. Alright, number 3 is community and motivation. So I think this is one of the biggest factors and biggest underestimated things when it comes to group training versus your standard gym. So with group training, you're definitely going to be in a much more community-based workout routine. Yeah, maybe you don't know everyone in the class, but typically, if you go to the same class, same day, the same times, you get to know the people that typically go at the same class time as well. And this can be a great beneficial factor for you. You're getting basically cheerleaders to cheer you on, work together, work to achieving the same goals, and it gives you that extra little boost. That, on the other hand, with the standard gym, unless you're going with a partner, your fitness buddy, then it's just that one-on-one, which is nice, but you don't get the team environment, you don't get the community, cheering you on, which some people like, some people don't. So again, it's up to you what you will succeed at better. Alright, number 4, risk of injury. So as a physical therapist, obviously this is something that is important to me and I value highly. So again, it does obviously come back to the individual, knowing your own limits, knowing your boundaries, knowing your skill level, and being able to control the community aspect if you're in a group setting, and really in a regular gym as well. When in a group setting, you definitely don't always want to be competitive if you're trying to compete with the top athlete when you just joined 2 days ago. It's probably not a great idea, and your risk of injury is definitely going to go up. That being said, when you're in a regular gym, you see someone benching or squatting heavy weight and you're trying to keep up. Well, that being said, regardless of the setting, isn't a good idea, right? So on either end, you definitely need to create a nice strong foundation of strength, skill level, movement patterns before you start really competing with others. You have to kind of first compete with yourself, right? So getting control of your ego is huge when it comes to either setting, but definitely more so in that group training class, because you're going to be doing the same workouts, the same movements. It's a lot easier to get carried away in that versus showing up to regular gym and your programming, what you're doing that day is going to vary, and everyone else is doing something different too for the most part, unless it's Monday and then everyone's benching, but no biggie. Okay. So overall, group training classes, they can be at a higher risk, but that being said, standard gym workouts aren't safe, aren't perfect either. If you go and you don't know what you're doing, there's everyone around you, someone's squatting in the curl bar area, or people are doing curls in the squat rack. You got to be careful of that stuff. Versus, a group environment where maybe you're not getting enough attention from the instructor, maybe you're doing something that you really shouldn't be doing, you have a history of knee pain, back pain, and maybe the instructor doesn't know. That's on you to stop yourself, to inform the instructor and let them know that you need to modify or you can't do certain movements. Don't try to fit in and then get hurt and then blame it on the training. It was more the fact that you were just kind of dumb about it, right? So be smart in either scenario, know your limits, and also make sure that when you are ready to go into higher intensity training, whether it's in a group environment or in a regular gym, make sure the movement stays sound. Don't let your mechanics and movement patterns fall apart because you started to go quicker, faster, more intense. Also, making comparisons to any type of recreational activity, whether it's hiking, biking, pickup flag football or basketball, your risk of injury is there as well. So it's really not much different when it comes to, training, working out. It's just a little bit different, a little more specific to an exercise or a movement versus a general sport or activity. So again, if you're smart, if you develop a nice foundation of strength and control, you know what areas you need to work on, address those areas, and you're going to minimize your risk of injury, whether it's in a group setting or in your standard gym with everyone else that's around you. All right. And the last one is price. So obviously there's a huge variability in pricing. You have everything from $10 a month, $20 a month, up to a couple $100 a month. And of course, there are different amenities, different services you're going to get between different gyms. You got to keep in mind that, you're going to pay more monthly with your group training classes, most likely. If it's semi-private training or obviously personal training. But what you're getting is a lot more. You're getting the programming in a group training. You're getting a good, nice environment, motivating environment. Versus your standard gym, it's a little bit more free form. You do have the convenience of showing up whenever it's convenient to you. You're doing whatever you want. In some cases that works for people, and others it doesn't. Keeping in mind that if you join a regular gym and then decide to get training on top of that, now you have your monthly membership dues plus the trainer's rates, which again will vary based on experience, skill level, maybe how many times a week you decide to train. So if that's the route you want to go, then that's going to become a lot more expensive than your group training program classes kind of foundation that way. So a lot of things to keep in mind. Those are just 5 of them. Before you decide what's right for you, again, always kind of create your goals. What works best for you, whether you succeed in a group setting or you rather do your own thing. At the end of the day, as long as you have a plan, you know where you want to be, you know where you want to get to. It's all about consistency. So if in either case you sign up and you don't go, then you're not going anywhere. Your goal will not be accomplished. There's no magic pill. You got to put in the work to get the results. All right. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you subscribe and follow. Stay tuned to a lot of videos to come. The next video will be on foam rollers. So keep an eye on that. And I'll talk to you guys next time.